Come on. You know who it is and you know what it is. Agenda Over Facts, Season 1, Episode 19. It's your dynamic duo. It's the Maggie to your star dog and Miguel in the passenger. Large out Western. Big group. It's the Microsoft to your teams, but we're not on teams. It's the dream team here. It's your boy T.
It's the young sage Fanuel.
And we back again, another week, another episode. You know the vibes, you know the drill, you know the pattern. Follow us on Instagram, Agenda Over Facts Pod. YouTube, visuals landing soon. Agenda Over Facts Pod. Twitter, Agenda Over Facts, but no S, with a Z. Follow, tell a friend. You know the vibes, you know the pattern, you know the drill. Apple, subscribe. Spotify, subscribe. We'll see. I got to do all of these shouts, you know.
Nah, bro. I do the corporate side of it. Yeah, bro. Go.
Yeah, like that. We'll see. Get with the thing, get with the pattern, get with the vibes. You know the drill. But anyway, now we can have an episode. Fanuel, how we feeling?
I'm back, man. I'm back. Do you remember last week?
No flatline.
But I'm back. Do you remember the day after our pod, I messaged you. I was like, bro, it's gone.
Yeah.
And when it goes, I have like for the next week, mad energy. Like,
yeah. My killing release on scene.
I'm joking now. Hey, have you seen that?
Agenda.
Have you seen that meme where it's like they do bare different funny things, but it'll be the same like audio, and it's like, you seen that?
Nah, you just sound like
sorry.
you just sound like you're from Dragon Ball Z, man.
But what's it? Yeah, no, I'm back in it. It's blessed to be back. The vibes are back. The energy's back.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a cool week. Been an interesting week. What's it?
What's the difference now? What do you
go
think what do you think the difference has been from this? Like, what do you think changed when you woke up and you just had that energy?
All it is, so this thing, it's not just. It doesn't just happen when you don't meet your meat. It's any long-term addiction. It's usually most notably alcohol in it. If someone comes off alcohol in it, so and they can last anywhere between 3 and 12 months, and it's this thing called, I said it last week, innit? But it's called Anhedonia, and it can last for some people. It can be maybe a few hours, then it goes. For some people, it'll be a few days. Some people, a few weeks. For me, it seems to be a consistent week. It'll be like roughly 6 or 7 or 8 days. Where basically, so let's say everything I do in my life, there's a certain level of pleasure it gives me in it. When I'm in that phase, that level drops. So it's harder for me to get pleasure out of things. You see what I'm saying? So there's an overall like kind of sad hue. And if you look at the symptoms, it's like more negative thoughts about other people. This just a list of things in it. And when it goes, it just goes. It's crazy, I can't lie. It's interesting how the brain works while it's like healing itself or whatever. But yeah, so now I'm back until the next one.
Could be next week, could be tomorrow. We don't know. You know, flat lines.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, well, it's crazy. Like apparently, there comes a point where it just completely stops in it. Apparently, I think around 150 to either 180, depending on how addicted the person was and how.
Days?
Yeah, depending on how addicted the person was to the thing, and how long they.
This is gonna be like 270, man.
Bro, you're joking. I'm low key scared of that, bro. Like, you know what it is? All them years, I was like 13, 14, just like doing four a day, 3 a day. Yeah, I think
smashing blanks,
bro.
man.
Just bare smash and grabs, not deep in the others. And now I'm gonna do jail time. Oh, bro.
Now you got bare deficit in the bank. You're trying to claim back, fam. The bank is trying to put in their interest, fam. Interest.
But yeah, no, like, so my week was calm, innit? I'm glad it lifted on Wednesday because Thursday, Friday was my first days back at work, like in an actual office, innit?
Oh yeah.
So I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go in there and be bad vibes or like.
Was that your first day going in?
Yeah, first
into
ever.
the office.
Yeah.
Wait.
I told you this, bro.
No, you did. But I have a vital question. Was your hair looking like the way it's looking now?
It was. Okay, so I did two things. I did one day. I did the hairband, as in you know that thing. That thing, I did Enrique,
Yeah.
and then later in the day, I just did a.
I tell them what
ponytail.
Enrique is because he's not gonna be out with the
Enrique is basically a hairstyle, and the reason why we call it Enrique, I remember one time we was it's when me, T, like our friends were living with each other, and we were about to go out, but it was impromptu, it was on a random. So I was like, I need to do my hair. No, I was like, I just need to do my hair. And then T looked at me and said, bro, just do that thing where you splash some water in your hair, and then you look Spanish. And then
and then you put like a headband to
Yeah,
roll it back a bit,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a Jack Grealish thing sort of a thing.
And then that's where Enrique came from. So I did Enrique for that, but I didn't feel right because I ain't done Enrique in time minute, and I just like this feels moist. So then I put it into a hairband, and the next day I went to my natural hair, like
Just
out
out.
like this. Yeah, bro.
Man's got to show them that's corporate.
That's what I'm saying,
The
bro.
Afro is corporate.
Bro, you know what's mad?
Like Killy.
Even
Black Lives Matter.
Bro, even I'm whispering in it, but even my Ma J is conditioned. She was like, "Oh, don't go to work like that." I was like, "You're a coon. You're a coon."
No, if you saw the way this guy whispered into his microphone.
Because she just came back and I didn't see that.
That's someone that's living under duress.
Bro, that's someone that doesn't pay the bills. I can't speak too loudly. if I paid the bills, I'd be like, listen, that. But no. But she was like, oh yeah, like, are you sure you want to go with your hair looking like that? I was like, looking like what? What? Looking back? Is that what you mean? But no, I joking. But
Oh my god.
I think what I'll do, bro, I'm gonna give them the scare of their life when I go in, because my corporate hair will most likely be the Nipsey hairstyle. You know, just like the cornrows, innit?
No, that's calm. That's calm.
That, or like I've started doing this thing that I like, where it's two hairbands on each side, and it's like
To what like how girls in like primary school used to have like the two like puffs.
kind of, yeah, it's like that, like, but the way
Nah,
like,
come
you
on,
know,
bro. That's not even. I'm not even talking about corporate. You're just gonna look like a ting fam. Pattern up.
No, you know, but you know, like that's how you know, like black samurais and that. You should know about black samurais, but yeah, like black samurais. You man get that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
no.
nigga, you ain't Japanese.
No, but it's just like I can't like. Did you ever watch The Last Airbender, the Avatar?
Yeah, you didn't have hair.
No, but do you remember Soccer? He's like the brother of that.
Soccer. Yeah.
Yeah, you see how he used to do that? I used to think that was so cool. And then when I did it on my hair, I was like, this looks hard.
But I swear he had the one. He had
he
the.
No, that was later. I think for like check it. I swear, like in the beginning he had two. Go on.
Soccer. Nah, he had the one. I swear.
Soccer hairstyle. Who'd have thought
had
this
the
is
one.
what? Oh, tell a lie.
Yeah, he had the one
Right,
thing. He
wait.
had the one thing.
No, but that was when he became a warrior. Wait, soccer hairstyle beginning.
Nah, bro. He always had that thing, fam.
Say swear. I thought he had
He
two.
always had the one.
Say swear.
Yeah, he always had
Can't
the one.
I can't that his trim looks cold though.
Yeah, this show's actually hard still.
Trim's
Only certain guys can pull that off. This.
Word, bro.
And
It's hard.
You know you gotta be one of them trendy. You'll be one of them trendy brothers to pull off that style. fam.
Word. No, I
You
can't.
can't,
That's hard.
you can't be standing mandem and pulling off that style, bro. You'll just look confused, fam. You're like, they're confused.
So what's it? So obviously I've gone on Thursday, Friday, yeah. And then even just the bop. Now I've had to wake up at like earlier in it. I think I woke up at like 6:45. So then, yeah. So then like
When usually it's a thing where, you know, start at 9, maybe 8:30. If you're gonna be cheeky, you can even do an 8:50 thing. You can do a quick 5-minute brush your teeth. Go online, say you got cool at 9, then we'll see when the cool's that you just nip in the shower. Nip back in.
try this when you go to bed, yeah, or even tomorrow. Brush your teeth with your opposite hand. Wait, what are you calculating?
I'm trying to think, how do I usually brush my teeth? Because you know,
With your dominant hand.
nah, yes, yeah.
Wait, what? How many hands do you have? Wait, what?
Nah.
What you
That's what
thinking
it is,
about?
because when I was younger, innit, I used to brush my teeth very aggressively, innit, to the point where like
did it
my
not make you
gums,
bleed?
yeah, to the point where my gums would be bleeding and that, innit. Like you know, I think I even used to do it at uni sometimes. Like when I'm like brushing my tongue, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I'm brushing my tongue, yeah, and I'm gagging like.
Bet you were, mate. Bet you were.
Pause.
Hey, go.
Yeah, I used to brush my teeth. So sometimes I would like my right hand would get tired and I'll switch to my left because of
What relay of two? Why is it a relay?
Nah, I think I used to do it because my mum. My mum brushes her teeth bare aggressively.
You know that's
Bare
bad.
passion, fam.
You know
Yeah,
it
it's not
like
good, bro.
you brush off too much. What's it like? There's a certain I think certain coating that you shouldn't brush off.
With the plague.
The plaque, but massive the plague. Bro, the plague. Hey, if your mum had the plague on her teeth, she better be brushing it aggressively, man. God.
How can I say?
But yeah,
I need to.
I think it's plaque because I think because that plaque comes off in it. But there's I remember hearing you shouldn't. There's two misconceptions I heard about brushing your teeth. One was don't do it too hard. Two, you know how much toothbrush you're meant to use.
Yeah, I used to use bears when I was younger, fam. Because I wanted my breath to smell.
To be fair,
clean, fam.
If it didn't work, did it? YK. I wish you could see to his face when he clocked what I was talking about.
Nah, TT.
You know what? This is why, yeah. This is the luxury of our you see when our friends listen to our pod, they'll know what that was about, and they'll be laughing in it. You man, have that one on you, and the rest you too bad in it. But
You know what? When we blow, yeah,
you can use that one as well.
We've got like, fuck it. We reach if we reach a point where we ever get like 1K followers on Instagram, I'll tell that story. Wallahi, I'll tell that story. If we get to 1K followers on Instagram in our lifetime, I'll tell that story.
What's it in our lifetime, bro? With that?
Actually, wait. That's possible.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's very possible.
Shit. 10K.
Calm. Because
I'll tell that story.
It's a joke story.
That's breath stinking. That's what you need to do.
Do you ever make your tongue bleed? I did that sometimes. Not like a bleed, but like it was red sometimes. Because I was doing it too hard.
Because, bro, I used to think, like, the redder your tongue is, the better it is. So I wouldn't stop until, like, you know how sometimes when you finish brushing your teeth, like, even though it's going to be red, there's still, like, a little bit of white stuff on your tongue, in it.
For me, it gets like, so mine's more like, trigger warning. Mine's more like, mine's more like, kind of like a light yellow. But I think...
Why is this nigga saying trigger warning?
Because like bare people might think that's nasty. But I remember Googling once.
Fake society, man.
I bet words. But I remember I Googled it once, yeah. It said that if you have, like, because the colour of your tongue can determine, like, why it's that colour in it. So mine being, like, yellow sometimes, it was a problem with digestion.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know what red means. I think... No, red means...
Red is your normal colour of your tongue now.
No. But it can, like... You see when you brush it, or like the colour it is first, if it's red, it means you're a fat nosed cunt.
I guess my tongue's always red.
Hey, you know it's jokes. Toye was looking intently to be like, why is my tongue red?
Nah, you know it is because you see niggas like you usually have something of value to say. So
Exactly.
I'm taking the shit you say. But then every now and again, you like to do this sort of shit. Like,
you know what's jokes? You can't. I can't do that shit unless I'm interested genuinely. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Because every time I talk, niggas be like, "Oh, shut up, man." You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna say something bullshit, yeah.
It's funny how we just went on a sidetrack about brushing teeth, but yeah. So obviously, gone to work first time. Like something about being on the train, going central, going bank. You just feel like, yeah,
hustle and bustle,
yeah, like you know. And
where you wearing? I
was techie, bro. Them wearing their suits and that. I was just like in like black jeans, like top, just casual. Casual.
Is your dress code casual?
Yeah, but
like, when you go back to foot. Oh, true.
Yeah, it's casual, isn't it?
Yeah, you might wear shorts and like.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And like a short and just a normal tee, fam, to work, fam.
Like just like one t-shirt of like one comic book cartoon or something.
Bro, you niggas will even skateboard around the office, fam. Tech man, skateboard around the office.
I can't lie, yeah. It was cool though. It was cool being in it. But I do like work from home. But
did you find it weird? Question: did you find it weird, like finally seeing your colleagues in real life for the first time? It's like, right, I've been seeing you like on a screen, but this is the first time I've seen you in real life. It's a bit weird. Like not weird, but it's like, right, like not like they're a celebrity, but you're a bit starstruck. Like, oh my god, like, this,
I hate that. Yeah,
like this is what you look like in real life. Like, oh, like I didn't know you were this tall, this short. Because I
Oh,
always
bro,
see you
that
sitting
happened bare.
down.
That
Do you get what I
happened bare.
mean?
Like
Yeah.
one guy, like I thought he'd just be average size. He was tall, like probably like
You're
6'3" or
like,
something.
fucking hell, how did
Yeah.
you this tall? Like, yeah.
I like so the way that it so you see my team's called my team or whatever. They're split up between London and Newcastle because there's an office in Newcastle too, innit? So on the first day it was just the London lot in it, and there was only about 4 people in it. And one of the guys was the guy like, do you remember, I don't know if I ever said it on the pod, but I said I started at the same time as someone else, one Asian guy.
Yeah, you told me. I don't know if you said it on the pod though.
So he is now leaving because basically he applied for American Express time ago, innit? Then like got
I thought you were gonna say something else.
where you got deported or something, you
I
racist.
thought you were gonna say you applied for American visa.
But why would that be funny anyway? But wait, T, why would that be funny anyway? People do
It's
that.
not funny.
You're just racist. You're just racist. Well, he's part of the Taliban or something, bro. What's wrong with you, man?
Whoa. That's not funny. That's not funny.
Okay, I did it. That was a test. That was a test. Yeah, you passed it. You passed it.
Guys.
So basically, yeah. So like he applied for it ages back, got rejected, but I think because he made it to the final stage, then what happened was they then increased their intake and then told him like, we've increased our intake. We'd like to offer you a place in it. So obviously he was back. Yeah, so it's cool. Like, obviously he was back gassed in it. So he came in like, and he told me, I was like, alright, I was like, well done in that. So like he's leaving in it. So
he came in just to tell niggas, fuck y'all, I'm leaving you, bitch.
Basically, yeah, to a higher salary and better benefits,
what
nigga.
What a guy.
No, but I'm generally like glad for him because I know that because I remember on the first few days where we met on Teams, we got into like just a personal call in it. We're just saying like, well, like how long we trying to stay, what we trying to do, and that aligns with what he wanted to do. So like, I'm happy
for him. Yeah,
yeah, bro. No, I'm very happy for him.
Large up him, man. Large up.
Yeah, word. I'm obviously not gonna say his name, but word.
Large up.
I don't even think he'll listen to, but just
but large up.
I'm putting that energy out there, innit?
We celebrate people's wins, man.
Exactly.
We celebrate people's wins.
So then, obviously, he was there for the first day, but not for the second day because he was getting his COVID jab. Bro, did you hear about that German doctor, that German nurse?
Nah.
Bro, she gave out 8,600 saline vaccines, fake vaccines.
And did she work in like a hospital?
She's a nurse, but she was an anti-vaxxer. Do you get it?
So she was giving out just vaccine. She was basically just giving out vaccines of water.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Mad innit? For the
she
cause.
deserves jail time.
That's brazier because then that means people are.
She deserves jail time, bro.
Because people are walking about thinking I'm vaccinated. I can go and mingle. I can. That's fucked, innit?
And the thing is, how do you fucking backtrack and find all those people?
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't even know how they. Okay, no, they probably found out it was 8,600 by checking who was assigned to her. But I don't know how they're gonna probably just find their addresses in that. But yeah, it's peak.
That's fucking jokes.
It's only because that was one of the things we were talking about. But so obviously, first day it's just 4 of us in it, and it was silent for ages in it because like it was kind of us doing work until like about midday, and then there was bare meetings, and then like. I was kind of on doing work, but sometimes I breathe ice and just be a bit social in it, like
just every 30, 40 minutes, you just bust out 10 minute, 15 minute cover.
Bit of like in the SD middle, like you really
pull the strings. You know how to get.
But no, it was a cool bunch in it, and then I think then later in the day, the Newcastle man them came down.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
that's a bit of a bop. Still.
Yeah, but they were staying over in it. So like they had hotels in it. So obviously, like we've done the rest of the day meetings and that, meeting everyone. Then later on, we went to the pub
for drinks.
Yeah, that got social. Everyone's talking this that. It was then we like got food and it was like I was on the company card in it, so it's got bare pizza in it. It was live.
If you got vegan shit, bro, so your shit's like half price.
It was brilliant. I can't lie. Then there was this random minute, so there was like different people from different like sectors in it. These 2 old guys have like joined the table and they're talking, and then someone was like, "I feel like I've seen you before." To one of the 2 guys, and the other guy goes, "Yeah, on Crime Watch." I thought I was top notch banter. I started laughing.
You know that's sort of banter. That sort of joke. Everyone could either go quiet or everyone can laugh. It's risky.
It was jokes. That was jokes. And then Friday was a bit the same. Then Saturday went kickboxing. Yeah, bro. Oh my days. So see, this is the difference. Last week I went kickboxing, but I was in that phase, innit?
Oh, you went again?
Yeah, so I'm going weekly now, innit?
Oh yeah.
So like I kind of enjoyed it last time, but now my pleasure's back to normal. I loved it. It was sick. And then I said to her, I'm thinking of like doing boxing too. She's like, yeah, you should. You've got good movement, bro. Basically, out of the starters, I can't
just saying that just to
bro.
gas you,
I said that as well, yeah, but bro,
she's just
bro,
a cash cow, man.
I can't lie to you. I said that to her as well, but bro, I was deep in yeah. You see in the spars, yeah,
Oh,
with the
this is how it starts.
bro, with the other beginners,
you start thinking.
no, bro.
They're like, oh, I've enjoyed this.
You have to remember, yeah.
More
You have to
money in our
remember.
pocket, man.
I
Capitalism
can't
is
lie.
king.
I've got no.
Capitalism is king.
I've got a. I said that's a book. I think that's a book. But what's it? I've got.
That would actually be a very good book name. Let me Google it now.
I think
If it's not, I need to fucking.
Oh no, it's King of Capital. That's the book. There's a book called King of Capital, I think.
There must be Capitalism is King book. Definitely.
How trippy would it be if you saw it there and the author was like T. Dot your name? That'd be trippy, like.
No, because it just wouldn't happen. No, I don't think there is a book called that.
Yeah, that's why it'd be trippy. I will sat down in the bank, innit?
Yes.
Remember that one?
Well, I've just told all our fans that's a song. You better not steal that.
But what's it was I saying? Yeah, went kickboxing. Yeah, it was just live. Like, I was enjoying it, bears. And then it was on Sweet One during the night. I was like, yo, you saying?
So you put more hiya into your kicks.
A bit more twist, and then like, and then George Jones. I could tell she was Moroccan. Trigger warning. I could tell she was a Moroccan. Whack.
Oh god.
No, but I could tell. So I was like, are you Moroccan? She goes, oh, how did you know this and that? And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh no.
Did you say something in Moroccan just to win her over?
Listen,
I don't know any Moroccan, did it?
And then unfortunately I do. But yeah, what's it? She was like so she was like she's Moroccan, Spanish and Italian or something like that.
Well, that's a nice mix. I know what she looks like already.
Yeah, mad mix. But yeah, no, like everyone there's calm. And then I met my god sister because obviously she got her A levels and that. And then we were just like talking about like choices, what she's gonna do. Went some vegan place. They slept over. Then on Sunday, I linked that same friend that I linked for the first time last week, and that was really my week. I can't lie. How about you? What was your week saying? You
said sorry. I missed the last thing you said on.
I said on Sunday, like I linked that friend that I linked last week.
Oh, seen.
Yeah. And then we're having bitches like bare conversations. I think some of the convos I'll bring up when we like get into general like chit chat in it, because there were some questions that I wanted to ask you just to get your opinion. Yeah. But how was your week, innit? I feel like stressed is the undertone of your week.
My week hasn't even. Bro, my week's been boring, man. I can't even lie, man.
Wait.
My week's been boring, man. Niggas just been grinding, man. Niggas been grinding.
But is
niggas been grinding.
Yeah, guys, take a guess who's the fun one.
Man, I come with energy on this pod, but it's all a facade, man. The niggas tired, man.
No, do you know what? All of our listeners, just send Toye some good luck. That's it. Just send him some good luck, charm, and energy in it.
Yeah, man. Fucking need it.
But do you wanna explain more? Should we just move on to like the week topic stuff?
You know what? I'll save it for next week. Week.
Calm.
Because you know why? Yeah. Because next year.
What's it? So there's a few things you can get into in it because this week's been a busy week. Obviously, there you've noticed there hasn't been live with T and YSS for a while because niggas have been busy, innit? Some niggas have been progressing at work. Some niggas have been depressed. It's just we've had our own things going on.
Busy is busy.
You guys see it? So, but like certain things I just saw, I thought like would be cool to mention. Well, not cool to mention. Like I feel like I had to mention. So I feel like the two headlines that have been dominating, like the headlines right now. You good?
Bro,
what happened, bro?
I have this, bro. It's amazing. This is fucking jokes. I have this neighbor in it. So new neighbors have come into new neighbors have come into the house next to us like a couple of months ago, innit?
For reference, T like just randomly looked back and like kind of like what's the word, like he was scared, innit? So that's why I was like, what happened?
Basically, lovely family, cracking family. I've got nothing wrong with them at all. They're actually very nice people.
I thought that's your place though, as in like next to that wall, or was it their place?
Now, but behind this wall is like
their yard.
There is like the other side of that wall would be their wall. Do you get what I mean?
Okay, I hear that. Okay.
And the lovely people, but someone in that house definitely has COVID. This guy, yeah. Actually, I don't think he even has COVID. I just think he's just like, they're not even laughing, but he's just af. Like,
he's just dying, innit? Yeah.
You know them af like uncles or like, you know them af uncles or dads, yeah, that have like come to this country and like they just keep their same mannerisms that they have back home and they bring them here. Like he always just does like he does this coughing thing, yeah. He does this coughing thing. You know how some people will be like,
is he like trying to bring phlegm up or what?
Yeah.
Is
like, you know, someone's trying to bring phlegm up, but he does it. He does it so that I can hear it through the wall. And I'm thinking, if I'm in the same room as you, that's a fucking earthquake.
But do you have like thin walls though?
I don't think they're that thin, bro. I think they're actually kind of thick.
That's mad.
Yeah, so like he does it every couple of maybe like every 30 minutes or so. I hear it, and it always throws me off.
Wait, bro, yeah. The one day you don't hear it for like 3 hours, go check on him.
Yeah, basically.
Bro,
and then one time I was thinking, I wonder who it is. And then one time I was just like, I think this was like a couple of like months ago. I was in the garden and fucking, you know, when the weather was good, like last month or so.
Yeah.
So when I was out in the garden with my mum that time, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, my mum hears him as well with it. So
from the garden. Oh my days.
No. We were just in the garden, and then we heard, and then one I think like an uncle, or I think a granddad came out or something in the garden just because it was nice weather. Then we heard him go, and I was like, you're the nigga. I was like, you're the nigga. Then I just looked at my mum like, oh, I see him. Like, I gave her the eyes. Like, I see him. So it's like, yeah, fucking hell. We went off track of it, but hey,
I can't lie, yeah. Speaking of like noise from like neighbors, yeah. From like from young to about third year of uni, I've never heard people upstairs in it. New people moved in and they have this fucking dog, and all it does is run around the yard and it's mad heavy and it makes hella noise in it. And the guy's always doing DIY, always. Lockdown has that came. Maybe it's just a lockdown thing. I think the guy has like a in-home B&Q, because like literally every third or fourth day there's drilling, and obviously because I'm working from home it's drawing in it. I'll be real, I never did this, but sometimes I'd be so pressed.
No, you're not one of those guys. Those guys.
I know what you're gonna say, but bro,
what you did.
No, bro, no. This is worse. What I wanted to do, but I didn't do. I was thinking of posting chocolate through the door. Yeah, exactly. But I didn't do it because I knew how bad that was. Oh, but yeah, but sometimes it'd be so jarring. But obviously I didn't do it, bro. I wasn't gonna do it.
Fanuel!
Like sometimes I'd just be vexed. I'd be like, oh, why is it? It won't stop moving. Yes, I know, bro.
Are the neighbours white?
No, I think they're like Filipino and don't speak English, and they have like a 600-pound dog, bro.
Bro, you know
you shouldn't be having a big dog in this country.
I don't think people actually understand what that means, you know, because I did it until I was like 16, 15, 14.
You know what?
It was when I went to like
enlighten them
I went to like one of my white friends' houses, in it, you know, and I think like one of their younger brothers was like eating chocolate in it, and they've got a dog in it. One of their like younger brothers and sisters was eating chocolate, and then he like left it. He like just like left it on the floor, and it's just because I think it was like a thing where he was eating it, and then like he just went to like the kitchen to go get something and come back in it. And obviously, I've seen the dog come and eat the chocolate in it. So I'm just thinking, alright, cool. You know how dogs are like
just eating chocolate, yeah.
Dogs just like eat chocolate just because like they'll eat anything that's on the floor, innit?
Yeah.
So then like fucking cool, chocolate's gone. Obviously, I haven't thought anything of it because I'm just thinking
you don't know, innit? Yeah.
Dogs eat anything, innit? So then obviously chocolate's come.
Wait. Were they white? They're your friends?
Yeah, they're white. Yeah.
He's like, D, where's the chocolate? He's like, nah, mate. Wait, what? And I was like, the dog had it. What?
He was like, where's the chocolate? I was just thinking, I don't know. I was just like, so I was like, yeah. and then you just saw the dog chewing it. Just saw the dog chewing it.
And then he started bugging in it.
He started bugging. I'm
Exactly,
thinking,
yeah.
walk on. And then he tells his mum flips.
Panics, yeah.
As in, like, bro, like, flips. Like, if she punched him, I wouldn't have been surprised. She goes, how can you let me eat the chocolate? And in my head, I'm thinking, like, what's going on? Like, it's just chocolate. Like, what is he obese or something? Like, he don't look fat. Like, he's calm with it. And I'm finding out chocolate's poisonous for dogs.
Yeah, so that's why he had that.
Bro.
That's why he had that. Wait, you know, I'll put on hold what we're going to speak about, because one of the conversations I had with that girl is kind of this, innit? If someone has an evil thought but doesn't act on it, are they evil? Because we had so then in this instance, I had the thought of doing that, but obviously I didn't do it. So am I evil? And then I'll give you the example that me and her were talking about. Or do you want to? Give me the example. So I said to her, I was like, if you have a man, like, so you know, like certain people have mad weird urges or voices. So he has this urge that he wants to kill people, like he wants to kill everyone. But because of religion, and he knows that like God says, if you kill, you don't go to heaven, you go to hell. So it's a selfish reason as to why he doesn't kill people, because he doesn't want to go to hell, innit? But is that person evil or not? Because he's trying to control his urges, or is he just evil for having them anyway?
I think in that situation he's evil.
Go on.
Because, like, if he was to be like, I want to kill someone, but I know it's wrong, so I'm not going to do it. It's like, you're tapped, but you still know you're right from wrong. So you're tapped, but you're not evil, innit? But he's doing it pure. Okay, based on this situation, based on what you've told me, he's doing it purely because he knows that if he does this, he's gonna go to hell. So he's acting out of self-interest. So if you go down to like the reason why you're not doing it, it's not because you know it's wrong. It's because you know it's gonna like have a bad direct impact on you. So it's like you're not doing it because you know it's wrong and you know it's not the right thing to do. It's because you know it's gonna affect you negatively in the future. So technically, that is still evil.
That's what she said, didn't it?
Yeah.
But then like I didn't agree, because I was like, okay, so you see how you were like, it's the reason why it's evil is because he was acting out of self-interest, innit? Yeah. But even in the scenario that you said that would be calm, he's also acting out of self-interest. So because he knows it's bad,
in what situation? What situation are we talking about now? Sorry.
So you see how you were like, it wouldn't be evil if he's not doing it because he knows it's wrong to do it. That wouldn't be. But that's the same thing. He's working in self-interest because he wants to be seen as a good person. So he doesn't want to do things that will make him seen as a bad person. That's still self-interest. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just different levels to it. So it's either every level of it is evil or none of it is. It's interesting, wasn't it? Because like, also we're chatting about this back in like half an hour to an hour, just trying to get to the bottom of whether it's evil or not. So if someone has urges or thoughts they can't control, because a lot of people most people can't control the thoughts that come into their mind, but they can control what they do in a minute. So like certain man, let's say this guy has like everyday thoughts, he wants to like rape every girl he sees, but he keeps, because he's read the Bible or read whatever religious scripture, he's
that nigga's evil. That nigga's evil. I feel as if there are some thoughts that even if you just think about it, you're evil.
Unfair.
Because they even have the capacity to think about that. You're evil, bro. Alright, cool. I don't want to be doing there's levels to it, but in this situation there are levels to it. Think about it like this shit. Alright, cool.
I think you're being innocently naive because you've like maybe that thought has never ever come into your mind.
If a stranger,
do you know how many men are fighting urges?
If a stranger, yeah, let's say a stranger in like, I don't even want to say in this universe, let's just say in a parallel universe, a stranger, like, they walk past a woman, they're like, oh, I want to rape this woman, God forbid, yeah, but I'm not going to do it. That is evil. That's sickness. That's
sickness, not evil. So things have happened in their life that have geared their mind to think like that.
Cool. I hear that.
Did you see what I'm saying?
But that's what we're going to talk about later, I swear, innit? Because you wanted to talk about the incel thing, innit?
No, I did. So it's like we'll get onto it, but then just if anything, it does. This kind of we can carry on to that because I personally believe that, I think that you can't be angry at someone for what they think, because most people's mind is a mystery to them, innit? They don't know why they think the things they think. They don't know why. Do you know what I'm saying? But what you can get onto a nigga for is what he does with it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if he chooses to give in, like, because then I feel like okay, maybe for example, okay, so instead of it being the thought I want to rape her, it might be a thing where, have you ever been in a car, you're driving, people are walking, and then maybe you have the impulse like, you know what's mad? I could actually like run into
Yeah. I thought that. Yeah.
So that's the same thing.
But I think that's different though. I think that's different though. But I don't want to put levels on it. It's the same concept.
It's levels, but it's the same game.
Levels, bro.
But
there's levels.
But bro, it's levels to the same. It's levels to the same game though. Do you not agree? Because it's just that. Yeah. So then, how come on one level? Because deep and man, them can't control what level their brain is at. It just is. Do you get what I'm saying? So now you're crucifying.
I just think it's hard.
Oh,
I think you can. I just think it's hard.
But be careful though, because you've never experienced those levels, so you don't know what the urges are like.
True.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I'll be real, as your guy. Oh, go on.
Yeah. Go on. Finish.
As your guy, getting the gist of the way you're brought up, like surrounded and that. If someone asked me, do you think T has them thoughts? I'd be like, no, I don't think he does.
Man, nigga had to hustle, man.
No, bro, it doesn't mean that. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, because bro, let's be real. When people have, I personally think and have seen, when people have these fucked up mindsets, some madness happen between 0 and 7. Yeah. To make those thoughts a part of their belief system. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I will say and people may come at me for this, but I commend and urge people to get help that have those thoughts, because deeper, if every man is thinking, man, if they have the urges, they're evil, these men will never speak on it and never get help. So them urges one day are gonna get too hard to handle. Boom, someone's been raped, someone's been killed, someone's been stabbed.
Do you know what it is? I hear you. Even though people are gonna be like, "Bro, you're a sympathizer." Nah, it's not even that. It's prevention is better than cure.
You know, bro. You know what's exactly? You know what's mad? I just remembered a story. It was like a parable of this exact thing. So you know, Gautama, but Buddha. Yeah? So it's a story about Buddha, innit? Like this happened, innit? But let me quickly check something before I say it and it's wrong, innit? 1 sec. Buddha.
But I've got a question to rebuttal you still.
Go on.
After you say your Buddha thing.
Cool. So basically, Buddha was walking like in this town, innit? And bare people were scared because there was this guy that just kept emming people. Like he just kept killing people. It was crazy. And like, he would kill anyone that would like made eye contact with him, innit? So Buddha's just walking now, man's just chilling, walking about, listening. He sees the guy sitting down, walks past him, looks him in his eyes and smiles in it, and then walks on. Yeah. The guy gets vexed at this. He gets mad vexed. He goes, "What are you smiling at? This and that, angry, this and that." And then he's like, "Oh, damn, man. I think I wait. You know what? Say your point, and I'm gonna get the story up because I don't wanna say it wrong.
You don't want to misphrase.
Yeah, because it's a good story.
What I was gonna say to you, is, even though I actually do agree with you, I still think that, like, I'm not saying that you have this belief, but I think you should also be careful with like using that point of view to kind of take away accountability from the person. It's like, yeah, people like fucked up shit happens, innit? Fucked up shit happens, yeah. I'm not trying to minimize people's like bad experiences, innit? But at the same time, yeah, like if you wanna use that argument, niggas could take that argument and run with it with anything, bro. With anything. Like for anything bad that they do, they can be like, this shit happened to me, so now I act like this. So it's not my fault I act like this because that shit happened to me. It shifts accountability away from that person.
But I'll get onto them for not trying to change it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I won't just say, it's fine, leave them alone to be twisted. No, I'll be like, calm, acknowledge that person is twisted or whatever, but if they don't try and make themselves better, then that person's a piece of shit. Even on a small microscale, even on a tiny, tiny, tiny microscale. But I do understand that things are mad hard. And also, another conversation that me and I had, which will kind
of... Do you think these evil niggas actually try and change their ways? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
But then you have to think, if someone has a...
I'm not convinced.
But bro, if someone has a evil mind, and all that circulating is evil thoughts, where's the light gonna come from? unless it's someone else. Because more times someone else has to intervene. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, where would it come from? If they're just by themselves most of the time and just have those same thoughts circulating around, and those thinking patterns are getting more and more reinforced.
I don't want to say it too loud.
No, but you can't say that.
Nah, bro, I hear what you're
incel.
saying.
You said incel, like, as in like, so that's. But he's right. So deep it. People that have these thinking patterns and don't branch out to people that don't have these thinking patterns will just have the same thinking patterns reinforced. Yeah. So then, where is that thought gonna come from? Where it's like, maybe I should try. I need to change. It's not. It won't exist. Do you get what I'm saying? And also, yeah. There's another conversation we had that ties into this year, because you were like how accountability in it. Yeah. So another thing we had was, do people have free will in it? Yeah. So you don't have to answer that now. You'll answer that in a second, but I'm just using it for this. I wish you lot could see Toye's thinking face when I asking these questions. But yeah, like the reason I was bringing it back in.
They do. People do.
See, I thought that's also my stance, but she made some very good points, and it was like, okay. Well, if you take into account the amount of conditioning that happens on a subconscious level, like the things that are projected to us, the things that are like gender norms, things that society perpetuates, people that you listen to, how like, and even like genetic factors, how many choices that you make are free will? How many of them were predisposed? Do you see what I'm saying? Based on conditioning that's happening for ages, or let's say you saw something 6 months ago, and then 6 months later, you made a choice based on that, but there's no way you can actually make that connection. And you'll think that thought, you're like, bro, I was reading one book on the brain, and it goes, some thoughts that you have in the moment today actually started forming 6 months ago. But you would think that you made that choice today. So do we have free will?
I think niggas have free will, man. I feel like niggas have free will in this world. But
wait, T. Do you want to shift? Do you want to shift onto this now then?
Yeah, because we're gonna come back to that discussion when we talk about
the incel brother. Yeah,
the incel. That video you sent me.
Yeah, shout out Derek.
Do you know what we need to do? We need to clip some of the things you said and post them on the page.
I'll do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Clip the best ones, because you're the one that sent me the video.
Bro,
and then I'll post
some of the points is big. But yeah, by the way, incel means, for those that don't know, and first off, before I say it, why the fuck would you go by this? Why would you be like, this is what I am? So incel means involuntary celibate. That's what incel means for those that don't know. So you hear that, why would you be like, that's what I identify as? I think that's some weird Moy shit. Anyway, go on, T. You were saying.
We're talking about the free will thing. Yeah,
you were like, how, I think you was about to argue how people do have free will. Because I was on this side too. And that's what I think is different.
Do you know what it is? I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But if someone wanted to be like, fuck that, they could do fuck that. They could. There isn't.
Wait.
Do you know,
what do you mean?
If someone wanted to be, alright, cool. Let me give you an example. Alright, cool. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm using an approximation. Alright, cool. So let's say 50 years ago, yeah. 50 years ago, yeah. Or like 100 years ago, yeah. Women weren't going to work in it.
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah. I'm joking.
Agenda.
That's the incel in me, innit?
That's the incel.
Shout out Derek.
Agenda.
Go.
But alright, cool. So 100 years ago, like, women not going to work.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home mums that were told that that's all you're good for. That's all you're good at. Like, staying at home, being a carer, right? Alright, cool. Clearly, there was a point, there was a moment. I don't know my history in it. There was a moment, there was a point where women said, "Fuck this."
But you know, it wasn't that.
Oh, so what was it then, historian? What was it?
It was the war. So because bare niggas went for the war.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so then that's what made a big shift, because then they had to start using women in like workforces. Then and remember, it was kind of near the time about the suffragettes and that.
This guy's trying to debunk my
facts. But do you know what? I think.
Do you hear what I'm saying though? Do you hear what I'm saying?
I've got an example that might work. Then is it like slaves? So you know how bare slaves were like.
Oh, my history's poor, bro. I won't even lie to you. My history's so bad.
No, bro. But you don't need to know history. Cause I was gonna say, so you know how bare slaves probably just were like, yes, I'm a slave, that's all I'll ever be. But you have those certain slaves that went, nah, we can escape. We can. So it's like that, innit? So you're saying it's free will. That's an example of free will.
It's like, I hear what you're saying. I feel as if there is like, there's indirect control in it. There's indirect control. There's indirect control by like voices, society that's telling you you need to do this. You should behave like this. This is the right way to do things. But I think over time that indirect control is going down. Niggas are more free these days, man. Like niggas are more. I feel now. If you were,
I disagree. You know,
if you were to look back 50 years
people
ago,
are more
now.
People are more mentally enslaved now. I think
they're less, bro,
because of the rise of technology and stuff like that.
Nah, man.
People are way more enslaved.
Niggas are freely gay. Women are going to work.
Oh, okay. So
like,
you're free in that sense.
People are saying people are queer. These people are saying identify as a man, identify as a woman. People are saying I don't identify as a gender. Like, Wells, men are saying I don't want to be a provider. People are saying fuck all this traditional shit. I'm doing what I want.
I'm joking.
People are saying like those.
No,
are just
but I get you.
Those are just a few examples I've come to bed. People are saying fuck this. I don't have to conform to what they are saying, what society is saying. I can do what I want. I'm fluid. Do you get what I mean?
But the argument here isn't like, it's not okay. So because I get that. So you're saying now you're seeing more people using choices that weren't available to them before, innit? But the argument here is, who's to say that the choices that they made today weren't predestined from things they'd seen and heard 10 years ago? So then is free will a thing? So for example, let's say if you go back to that slave example, so see those, like, for example, like Harriet Tubman or certain slaves that were like fought differently, yeah? But what if you go back to their timelines, certain things happened between 0 and 7 that it's like seeds that we put in their brain that were always going to grow into, I'm going to rebel. So did that person have free will then? So let's say when they were 25, they went, finally, I'm going to do it. Yeah. So to them, they think, okay, this was a choice I made today. But what if it's something that's been brewing for the last 10 years? Is it free will or not? And also remember, most of our brain is subconscious, whereas free will has to be a conscious decision, a lie. And if most of our brain is unknown to us, how much of it is free will? Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but then
it's a tricky one.
I hear your argument, but your argument is so like, you can't prove it and you can't disprove it. That's the problem with your argument.
Bro,
I feel like you can't prove your argument.
That's the problem with this whole discussion, though, because it's an argument about an intangible thing, free will. It's not a solid thing. So this whole thing is like this is literally a philosophical conversation. This is an away day for me. When I'm going against Fanuel and the philosophical argument. It's an away day. We put 5 at the back, 4 in midfield. The wingers tucking. The striker has to do doggies. He needs to be pressing them to the side, sit in the press. I just have to play 5-4-1 and get the ball, hit you on the break. Get my wingers forward after they tuck in. They need fitness. Nah, it's a 5-4-1. You say it. It's an away day. It's an away day. Funniest thing bro, that's hilarious.
When you go to these comments, yeah, Vicky Hooker, have I got to chop this guy?
That's hilarious, bro. But you have to remember, like, so you see, when I don't go into these discussions to be right. I go into these discussions to find out more points of view. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
So like with that goal yesterday, like I kept flipping and flopping. So my point, so for example, with free will, I was like, I was on your side first. I was like, I think we do have free will, and I was saying the same things. And she would say some things, and I'd be like, I stop, and I would think, I'd be like, that's also a good point. So there's no right answer. It's not an away day.
Nah, it's an away day, man.
But basically, did you know that? I'm joking. That
I know this nigga's got like 6 more points ready to fuck me over, fam.
Bro, no, but I can't like that because I didn't get to I still don't know. I still don't know if we have free will. It's a tricky one, innit? I don't know if we have free will. Because every time I make a point that we do have free will, I can think myself out of that and be like, oh, but maybe we don't have free will. For example, yeah, so a choice. You would think that, okay, what's a choice? Okay, if you go to a shop here, if you go clothes shopping, yeah, and you pick something out, you think that that's a choice you made there and then, but someone could argue that choice was based off a backlog of bare decisions that have already happened. So you were always destined to make that decision. Do you see what I'm saying? So is it free will? Hey, I wish we did visuals, man, because T's actually thinking about this. It's confusing, and it's a tricky one.
I hear you, but this is so long because at first I was gonna say to you, yeah, but at the end of the day, that person's making the decision. But if that decision is coming from something else, is it really your decision, or you just regurgitating what you've been told? Exactly,
and this is why it's confusing. This is why it's so confusing. Because in different scenarios, people will make different situations. So let's say if you was to have a child in 5 different countries and they grow up simultaneously, they're all going to make different decisions, even though they could be the same genetic child. Do you get what I'm saying? So do you know, wait, how long has it been? It's been, I was only been 50. It's only been 51 minutes.
Oh, fuck. You know, this is a very good question, man.
So this one, like, we can move on, but think on it, innit? Like, rest of it, because now what it's gonna do is you're gonna put it.
We're gonna post this snippet. We're gonna post this snippet on Instagram.
Yeah, because bro, you're now gonna start to question how many of your choices on a daily are your actual choice.
Oh, I'll give you a good book to read on this actually. Called. Yeah, guys, I read. I'll give you a good book to read on this. It's called Predictably Irrational.
Wait, so what angle does that? So does that come from a point where things that we do is predictable?
It's basically it's basically a book on like behavioral economics, innit? It's basically a book that is basically trying to prove that like the way we behave is predictably irrational, in a sense that like.
But then if it's predictable, that means there's no free will because it's predictable.
But predictably irrational, it's like, it's just like they basically do a lot of like different experiments, yeah. And what they're trying to prove, yeah, is like
you can predict the irrationality.
Are the choices that we make like, are they actually our choices? Are they like choices that someone has told us? Do you get what I mean? And like, I think you would enjoy this book.
This is exactly the conversation we're having. So wait, so what did the book come to, or what was the author's like take on it?
The author's take was actually your take. I can't even lie. So a nigga like me that's read this book is still not agreeing. But to be fair, I read this book. When did I read this book? I read this book in like A levels, and then I reread it like beginning of lockdown. Well, I didn't finish it. I won't lie to you. I didn't finish it. I read like half of it.
Because do you know what? I think the notion of thinking that you have free will is a comforting idea for people, so they feel like they're in control. But when you're actually deep, you're not. But there are steps you can take to learn more about the processes that are going on, to become like, to get more information. But it's confusing, isn't it?
I'll give you an experiment that they did in the book here. So he basically said, yeah. So the guy basically got he got a group of like 20 university students in it. He got a group of 20 university students, and then he basically, I think it was more than 20. I think it was maybe even up to like 100, 200 in it. So what he basically did is he basically got a database of like all the university students, and then somehow he had all of the university students' numbers in it. So what he did, he would choose different students that had different like last 2 digits of their numbers. So like, let's say like my number ends in 87 in it, so my number would be 87, and he'd pick different students that have different like end like 2-digit endings on their phones in it. But he'd purposely choose like students that had like low digits, like I don't know, like 1, 5, 12, 20. Then he would purposely choose students that have like high last 2 digits, like 88, 99.
Wait, so 9, one 10, pair 10. Would be one low, one high, or would he pair lows and highs together?
No, he wouldn't pair it. He'll just get like a sample of like a few hundred students with different like last 2 digits. Someone would be high, someone would be low in it.
Okay, cool.
So he'd basically say, write down your number and then write down the last 2 digits, and then he'd be like, look at those 2 digits, and then just like scrunch the paper sort of a thing in it. Then he basically brought out like 10 different items. Like one was like an iPhone, one was like an Apple, one was like a pencil, just just random different things, yeah. And then he would be write the maximum amount you would pay for like this item.
Yeah.
And like, so they did this for all of these different things, yeah. And then he basically like got all the results back, yeah. And he basically said, yeah, this is good. I didn't believe it at first, did it? But then he probably did like it with everything.
Bro.
He basically said, yeah, this like the students that had lower like last 2 digits of their numbers would be willing to pay lower on average for certain things, and then the students that had like higher last 2 digits, yeah, would basically have like, they'd be more willing to pay more than someone that had last 2 digits which were lower. And I was just like, so he was basically saying that the last 2 digits that they wrote down and like looked at and registered basically act as like a subconscious like thing to be like, as like an anchor sort of a thing to be like, yeah, that's how much I'm willing to pay.
They're called they're called primers.
Yeah, like a price anchor. That's what you called it. I was like,
what's it?
Rah.
You know,
I was like, rah.
There's a book called Thinking Fast and Slow, and it's just bare studies that are like that. And it proves that like you can prime people to make certain decisions that they think they've made by themselves. Because bro, it's a pretty arrogant, like, because humans in general are quite arrogant, yeah? We like to think that we know why we do what we do, but we're actually incredibly susceptible to outside influence, like to a mad degree.
You turned me. My head's turned. Now
the question is, yeah, the question is, yeah, did T make that decision now? Or was he always predestined to make this decision?
Do you know what it is? I feel as if maybe I think it goes back to your point you just said a minute ago when you were like, people would feel as if they have control of their lives. You would feel like you're in control. Maybe it's that. Maybe I took it personal and I was like, how the fuck am I gonna?
On some level, yeah, maybe. I will say, yeah, buzzword and comment, like, so they've been shown that. But think about the ability or the awareness that you currently have. Let's say you right now have you look and you think you have 10 choices right now. So the more I think you delve into the layers of the self, more choices start to appear. You start to realize that you can actually be different people. You can pick up different traits. You can lose different traits. But there will always be, I think, a layer that you'll never get into. So on some level, you're never going to have free will. Even though you can progressively understand more and more why you make the decisions you make and start to influence those, you will never ultimately have free will, I feel like. So, because what's mad is that she turned me, because I came into the gate, because maybe she had thought about this long and hard, but I came and going, I think you do have free will, this and blah, blah, blah.
I guarantee someone turned her.
Possibly, innit? So then,
guarantee.
But yeah, it was interesting, innit? So that's wrapped up. We'll move on to...
I forgot I read that book. That's a good book, though. I'd recommend it. It's actually very interesting.
Say it again.
Predictably Irrational.
So there's 2 books, Predictably Irrational and Thinking Fast and Slow. I think I've got it somewhere here if someone actually wants it. First person to message can have it. Giveaway.
yeah. We're doing giveaway now, guys.
Intellectual giveaways coming.
Not PS5s.
So the incel thing. So a lot of people have obviously heard about the Plymouth shooting, where a guy took 5 lives, one of them being his own mum, and another one being like a young...
Swear?
Yeah.
His mum?
I think it was in a shopping centre or something. But yeah, like...
His mum?
His mum, bro.
Rest in peace.
For real. And then one was like a young girl.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that. He took his mum.
I wanted to play...
He shot himself after, innit?
Yeah. I wanted to play, before we go into it, just a snippet of him that they found in it, of him talking. So it's only 1 minute 36, guys, so don't worry.
No, I can't. I'm so beaten down and defeated by life. That drive that I once had, that's gone now. You know, I try, and I always keep trying. But it's like, I'm at the point now where it's like, why do I even bother? Like, for what? You know? I'm still in the same house, same situation, same position. Still, everything's still the same. For the most part, it's just been me against the world. It's just been me fighting an uphill battle with a big rock on my back, you know, while I'm seeing that don't deserve half of anything. Now, they're getting a free ride to the top. The whole premise of the Terminator movies is that, you know, everything's rigged against you. There's no hope for humanity, you know, we're on the brink of extinction, you know. These machines are unstoppable, killing machines that can't be beaten, can't be outsmarted. But yet, humanity still tries to fight to the end. And I know it's a movie, but it's, you know, I like to think sometimes, you know, I'm a Terminator or something, and despite you know, reaching almost total system failure, he keeps trying to accomplish his mission, you know.
So that was a snippet. You know what's funny? He's an example of what we were speaking about earlier. Remember, I was like, if someone has evil thoughts and they're just by themselves, they're just gonna get worse and worse and worse. Do you know what I'm saying? So he was even like, I'm in the same place, the same this, the same that, because it's just been the same thinking pattern, just again, repeatedly. And there was another video that
Pussy. Sorry, pussy.
that, nah, he's not. But
I can't lie, man.
because bro, you have to remember, all we are, yeah, him included, are just thinking patterns, innit? He just happens to have very negative thinking patterns, which turn into negative actions. You see what I'm saying? That could have been avoided. He could be changed.
Oh, nah, definitely. But then, it's hard because I've never been in that situation, and I don't want to be in it. But I think it's similar to what I was saying last week with Faye. Not that I'm comparing this guy and Faye in it, but it's like, I think having them thoughts can happen to anyone, innit? Mm-hmm. And being like that, having that level of insecurity, like being down in the dumps, yeah, is deep in it. But then I think, like, when it now becomes like, now you have that energy, yeah, and now whatever energy that is, his is clearly, he's upset, but now he's harnessing that like upsetness, and like he's not happy with his life. So now what he's doing is like, he's not happy with his life, so now he's harnessing that into anger, and now he's gonna go out there and bring that anger onto like other people. I just think like, it's like, don't bring that energy and use that to hurt others. Do you get what I mean?
Even the don't bring is a tall order for a guy like this, because he has no control. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if he could not bring, like, if he could control it to that extent, he could probably start to fix himself. But he's clearly past that point. He needed someone else's intervention. I don't think he would have ever got better by himself, as we saw.
I hear you, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you need intervention, but bro,
like he needed therapy, and more specifically cognitive behavioral therapy, over a long period of time to change his thinking patterns. Because you someone like Faye, but the reason it's not parallel is because even Faye's surrounded by people that are trying to challenge her thinking. Do you get what I'm saying? This guy seems like he was all alone. He was a recluse, just on his ones. Do you get what I'm saying? So no one's challenging it. So it's just him in his room, just progressively getting angry and feeling like the world owes him. Because certain words you clocked, it was like, see how he said, now you have these other people that don't even deserve it. So he feels on some level entitled.
Yeah, but that's not down to anyone else. That's down to the way you feel. That's down to the way you feel.
But now remember, we've just come from a conversation about free will, yeah? So you now have to think, what happened in his former, in the beginning years, to have him conditioned to have this belief system?
That he's entitled.
You see what I'm saying? All of it, like, so usually I feel like that mind state is like, you're entitled in the sense where you think you shouldn't suffer like this. That's usually what the entitlement is. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not an entitlement where I'm better than other people. It says I shouldn't have to suffer, so the fact I'm suffering now makes me mad. I feel like that's the base of his mentality. I like.
But But then
Go on.
with that argument, I find that argument so stupid because I feel as if that's just looking at life through such like a tunnel because
Wait,
Bro.
which argument?
why am I suffering? Do you get what I mean?
Like, no, yeah.
Bro, everyone suffers in life.
But do you really?
I suffer, you suffer. It might not be the same sort of suffer, but everyone has their own different sorts of suffer. So it's like...
But remember, you have a certain mindset about suffering that he doesn't have. You have to remember that too. So someone like that could suffer 10% of what you're suffering, but because of his mindset, it'll feel like 200 times what you're suffering.
Yeah.
Because those negative patterns make everything worse. Like I genuinely think, yeah. Do you know what I think it eventually turned to shooting? I think he wanted to be noticed. I think he was tired of consistently not being noticed and being rejected or whatever. So he's like, you know what? They're gonna know who I am. How are you gonna do that? Go on.
There's other ways to do
man.
that.
But then, deep again, you saying there's other ways to do that, you're thinking rationally. This brother's thinking irrational. It's a cry for help. It's a very dangerous murderous cry for help. Because he's finished. Because he knows if he kills 5 people, there's no coming back. Because what did he do straight after?
Killed himself.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it was an exit plan. Because one, he couldn't handle it. And bro, negative thinking plans.
Or he knew what he did was wrong and killed himself because he didn't want to face the consequences.
Nah, I think he knew it was wrong.
No, you can't just say nah. You just can't say nah.
No, you're right.
You
But
just
then I
can't
feel
say
like
nah.
even...
It depends what narrative you're gonna go with.
Do you know what it's like? No, that's true. Okay, I feel that he was always going to kill himself after. And this was like a final act type thing. Because deep it, like, I don't think it was whether he would feel bad or not. It was, maybe he thought consequences, but he knew no one thinks if you kill 5 people, you're going to get away with it. He knew you're going to either get killed or get sent to pen. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think what he wanted to do was just go out of a bang, finally be noticed and dead himself. Why he killed his mum though is mad to me. I don't understand why. But then that also plays into the fact if you're gonna em your mum off, what upbringing did you have?
With your mum, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
No, but maybe she was a normal mum. I don't know innit, but it's just weird innit. So the whole incel thing.
No, man, but man, I don't want to be that guy innit, but I just hate. Like I agree with you, but I don't want to let these pricks off the hook.
No, I agree. Yeah, I feel there should be there should be punishment, but the punishment should be a certain type. They should be withdrawn from society, but then rehabilitated and actually given good therapy. Do you get what I'm saying? As opposed to everyone going, I don't want these guys to get away. Let them feel the harshest, and then they just get even worse. Because surely the goal isn't to make people feel pain that they've spread to other people. It's to fix those people so that they don't inflict any more pain.
Alright, cool. Question. Alright, cool. So if this guy, didn't kill himself,
What do you think should happen to him?
Yeah, what do you think should happen to him?
So I think, obviously, he should have gone to prison, but I feel like this would work for any prisoner. It's just that this is an extreme case because every prisoner is in there due to a faulty belief system.
Needs to be rehabilitated. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So I feel like someone like him could benefit from, those Scandinavian prisons, or is it Norway? No, I think Scandinavian is Norway, isn't it? But anyway,
yeah, that's like Eastern. Oh, actually, I don't want to say that, but then way there, like Norway
and that,
Denmark,
yeah. So
then way there, yeah.
Have you seen their prisons?
Yeah, they look cushy, fam. It's
like it's like pure rehabilitation. Even like the cells are more like uni halls rooms. They have like supermarkets in there to get them used to re-entering society. They have them speaking to like psychological experts. I feel like the same thing should happen to this guy, because you know what? I guarantee all this guy needed was intervention. Because why would you join a forum called incels? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you want a sense, you feel lonely. You want a sense of community.
You want a sense of belonging, yeah.
Exactly. Like, so a lot of these things are preventable. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, they are.
Do you actually get what I'm saying? Like, because to me, I feel like there's not really such a thing as good or evil. There's just people that have formed in a certain way.
People that are misguided.
Yeah. Like, and I feel everyone's like self-righteous view of, we need to lay down the most martial and all that. It's like, you're missing the point. Because you're not actually, for the next generation, you're not making it safer. Because the next generation of people are going to be born as well with that, harbour those feelings, and eventually the same thing will happen. It'll just be a cycle. Do you get what I'm saying? But so T and I watched a video where this incel, so funny enough, that girl put me onto this thing called this web YouTube thing called Jubilee, innit? And like people will come and talk about, so let's say they're part of a certain group,
like a marginalized part of
exactly.
society. Yeah.
They'll come and be like, oh, ask me questions, innit? So me and T watched one about an incel called Derek, innit?
This guy looked like an incel. If you were to draw an incel, you would have drawn this Derek Don. He actually looks like an incel. Like, bro, he looks like an incel, bro. I'm saying sorry. I'm not. I know we just came off this angle of let's help them, but you look like a fucking incel.
No, but you know what? Yeah, that is a part of it, though. Taking care of yourself is a part of it, because that is one thing. That is because I feel like these men are just pressed that they're not getting pussy in it. Because deep it, involuntary celibate. It's like, wait, let me actually get
no one doesn't want to do that unless they're a monk or some shit like that for religion or something.
Wait,
no, because that's voluntary. That's voluntary celibacy.
Exactly. So this is involuntary.
Yeah, that's like you're trying to get pussy. You know the man that will go on the night out. You know them uncles with big bellies, and they just stand around the girls and they're like. They'll just be waving, just walking around.
Because you know what's mad? Them man, yeah, them uncles, what's it? Back in the 70s in Lagos, that might work. But it's not working in 2021 in a London club. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Relax.
Bro, you actually have to move things.
Word. Like, some of the stories I heard, like, about, like, nightlife in, like back home and stuff, it's like they're, like, 20 years back. Man, them are still man, can still move a certain way and get away with it. It's kind of breezy.
People still do in the UK, man.
But in the UK, there's, like, an issue with it, whereas back there, it's a bit different, I feel, from what I've heard. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, if you were to do it in the UK, like, maybe someone would intervene. But if that happened, like, in another country or something, it's just like, some people even be like, yeah.
Because we have friends that are, like, from these different parts, and they told me these stories, and I'm like, I'm so surprised because I'm used to the westernized version of things where, do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the definition of an incel. An incel is a member of an online subculture of people who define themselves as unable to get a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one. So these people in the video were just asking him questions. T, what vibe did you get from the way he was answering questions? Like, and did any stick in your mind?
Yeah, because you sent it to I think you sent it into our group chat a couple of days ago, but I listened to it like before we came on. The vibe that I got from this guy, yeah, was low-key. He just wasn't happy with his life. He was depressed, and it was a low-key cry for help. That's the vibe I got from him, innit?
I agree.
I get the vibe that these man, yeah, it's like they don't want to be like that, but like that's just the hand that they've been given. But
they don't realize that they can change that.
But they don't take accountability, which is my problem. They don't take accountability, and then they say it's not my fault, it's their fault for not accepting me. So it's like exactly. Do you know what it is? The worst sort of people in this world, like no matter what level you are, boy, girl, male, female, man, woman, like entitled. But
I just clocked a man said the same two things like 3 times. Boy, girl, male, female, man.
You
woman.
know, in this life, people associate as anything these days, man. You need to be saying everything, man. Man, I heard these days you can't be calling girls females. So, you know, that's why I say boy, girl now. Hey, you can't be calling girls females, man. So you just have to stay away from them, though.
Go on.
But, like, the worst type of people in this world, yeah, are people that have a mixture of, they can't take accountability, and they're entitled. I find those just the worst sort of people just in life. Oh God, I hate them. And I feel as if those like that is like incels. It's like oh, my life is shit. Like this is going bad for me, red to tear. But it's not my fault. It's their fault. Like I should be the way I am. They should just accept me for how I am, and I should be. I remember he said something like,
deserve, innit?
Yeah, someone asked him, do you deserve to have sex? Do you deserve to be with women? And then someone asked him, do you think everyone deserves to like have love, experience love? Does everyone deserve to have sex? Does every man deserve to be with a woman? He was like, yeah, I think everyone does. And I was just at first I was like, yeah, everyone does deserve love. But then I started thinking, no. I was thinking, bro, like, nah, love, that's something that, like,
you have to do certain things.
you need to earn that. Yeah, you need
exactly,
to earn that
yeah.
shit. You need to earn
like,
that shit.
You have to, like, I feel
You
like,
need to earn that
especially when we're talking about society, you have to adhere to certain rules of the game.
Yeah.
To get certain rewards. Whereas these man don't want to play the game at all and are vexed that they're not getting rewards. That's life. But you see how I said in the definition, and they're members of an online subculture. That's what makes it worse, because you've got a group of niggas online 24/7 reaffirming each other's opinions. Yeah, you know what, we do deserve pussy. Yeah, and I think I do feel bad for him, because I personally understand what it's like to be in a mind state that doesn't serve you. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas I feel like if someone hasn't seen that side of themselves, or hasn't seen like a state of that, you're gonna think pattern up. Do you see what I'm saying?
Nah, I hear you.
So that's why I think sometimes I reserve a bit of like understanding for these, because on the face of it,
Because you're wronging as well.
a reformed wronging. What's it? Because on the face of it, these people, they seem angry, entitled, but then you even saw through the chinks of armor. These men are just insecure and lonely.
Yeah, 100.
You see what I'm saying?
There were even points where this is gonna sound bad, but there were even points where I was like, I kind of feel sorry for this nigga. But then he was saying some shit, and I was just like, nah, you're tapped. Then he was saying some stuff like, you're tapped as well, bro.
There
was
one thing he said there, I think a lot of them share this view, they're like, so obviously they blame like a lot of their misfortune on women, innit, and like the changing of women, and they go, like women should be like, it should be more traditional with this and that. And I think they say that because they think because women back then were more subservient, yeah, they think there's more chance that they'll get pussy in or get a girl. Yeah, I even think these men back then, actually statistically, there's probably more chance of them getting someone in it, but they will still struggle anyway. If they think like this, they'll still struggle. They'd still struggle definitely, but they might get the probability of bagging a woman is higher. It's higher because it's a thing where like them times there, yeah, it's a thing where women weren't working, so it's a thing where sometimes they'd be forced into a position where they have to get with a man because they're not earning money, so they need a man to be giving them peas, and then once a man's just feeding you peas, he just has once like they control you monetarily. I think so. Monetarily, it's a wrap in it. So it's like it's not because they're a catch, it's just because they have something to offer them that they can't offer themselves. But now women are working, they're in their bag shit, Birkin bag and that. I don't need them. They don't need bums like that. To that end, I agree. Like, I think it's obviously it's good that like women's progression in it, but it's good even though it's good. I wish you man could see visuals. It's good for certain specific points. Because someone like that should not have a go. Oh no, definitely. Because then she'll be beating his wife. Bro, she'll have a horrible time. Like, bro, as soon as that she's not on having sex. Do you get what I'm saying? So like it's a very ugly like demeanor to have in it. But what's it? That's really incels, isn't it? I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, I had this thought. Yeah, I thought this is how you can. I guarantee, because I know for a fact that these aren't solid points. So if I had £1 million, yeah, and I went to a brothel and I was like, listen, I'm gonna make a tab right now. I need your girls throughout the year to just move to him randomly and make him think that these girls have randomly moved to him. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Guarantee after a year of getting his dick wet, he won't have these views. Definitely, it's bro. That's it. It's the feeling of, you know, I tell you that it's the deprivation of pussy. It's DOP. That's it. If you were to do a statistic, yeah, on I don't want to bring ethnicity into it, but if you were to do a statistic, yeah, of the proportion of like men that are like incels based on like color, you'd see like I don't want to throw around numbers, but you'd definitely see like 80% white male. But then, bro, that's flawed because like the Western world is like 80% white male, so all the stats are gonna be like that for most groups. Alright, cool. If you it's like you prison, make it relative, I hear that. Good point. But if you make it, but if you proportionalize it, I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, if you proportionalize it for like our proportion, their proportion, right there, you realize most of them will be white men. Because they've never had to face adversity in life. Oh, so they haven't had to become smoother. They haven't had to become smoother. They've never faced rejection.
they've never had to like take accountability. Like if you're a black man, like there are certain things you've probably had tough in life. Do you know what I mean? If you're a woman, there's certain things that you've had tough on life.
Oh, bro,
just because
bro.
you're a woman or just because you're a black man.
Do you remember his
you're
point?
White, man. You're
Bro.
cushy, man.
Do you remember his point about oppression?
Vaguely.
Bro, no, do you remember when he was like, because I remember you were shocked, because you're mentioning it now, innit, about the struggles.
Yeah.
Bro, what, wait, go on, do you remember it?
I don't remember it word for word. If I was to say it,
You know
I
what?
wouldn't be able to say it in verbatim.
I'll even get it up in it, because I'll get it quickly in it. But bro, when he said that, I was like, see, this is how you can tell this is just a twisted mindset. What was it called again? Incel Tribili, innit?
Yeah.
One sec.
In your class, or the lonely person in your workplace.
Shut up, man. Let me find it. Bro, hey, it's just because he actually does look like an incel.
Or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
One sec.
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not
It's not
inherently
this, by the way. I'm trying to
bad
find it.
people. A lot of them
Here it is.
that if we were to do it in a civilized way,
Yeah, fine.
as a slave, I have a feeling.
Okay, this is it.
Or method of thought,
Right.
communities.
The loving,
Wait, it's not
supporting,
this.
and the teachers in some cases.
Blah.
Since women of color or just women in general have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially LGBTQ+, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized way, maybe in a more, even a Christian way, even though I'm not really advocating for a certain religion or ideology, I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly. I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
I couldn't reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Absolute nonsense.
What do you think
Bro,
it is about?
that was just that whole point.
It was a lie.
Do you know what that screamed to me? Someone that doesn't actually believe that shit, but it's become their identity, so they just have to find a way to be. Because it didn't even make any sense. And then, God forbid, he has children or a wife. Because the way he was talking about oppression and slavery and shit was, it can be done in a loving way. That's how he'll treat his kids and wife. Do you get what I'm saying?
Trolling, isn't it?
But yeah, I feel like we've, what time is it now? I feel like we've spoken decent amount about one sec.
Fucking incels.
About incels, yeah. What's it?
Oh, sorry, pardon me.
Do you want to do the? Actually, no, before we move on, I'm thinking let's do the love line in a bit. But before we move on,
to what? I thought I can't lie. This episode, I said you have the reins in it.
Oh, calm down. Say that. What's it? So before we move on in it, how would you change an incel? And do you think it's possible? As a point to conclude this portion.
I would nigga needs therapy.
Yeah.
And I would take, I can't lie, maybe I'd take an incel on a field trip to like a strip club. I guarantee
You maybe like he's a
fam,
disabled kid. That's a field trip.
bro, I tell you, if you were to take incel,
No, I agree.
if you take them on a field, not even if you take them down the road, or if you take them to Amsterdam, to red light district where prozzies are, and you pay for each of them to have 20 minutes with a prostitute, they are not incels anymore. They are not.
Because you know what's mad? I guarantee you.
They are not.
I guarantee you, these men are also beating their meat. They're not having sex and not doing that. So they're definitely sitting down watching hella porn and then just going like, why am I not being able to do this as well? Just getting angry and angrier.
I'm telling you,
It's their own, man. It's their own.
A majority of them, if they just have sex, and I'm not even bantering, if they just have sex, But the
I can't,
thing is, yeah, but that might be counterproductive because let's say
it might go one of two ways. Yeah.
it might go one of two ways because let's say you give them a prosy, alright, cool. You've now put it in their head that a woman can just jump on you like that. Because I paid. So now he's gonna be like, raw. It's that easy. I can just do that any girl on the street.
Do you know? Now you say that, yeah. Why
That
don't
won't
they just
work.
go
Yeah,
to...
that won't work. That won't work.
No. I was gonna say why don't they just go to prostitutes?
Nah, those niggas need therapy. They need therapy.
But I'm saying if these men are so pent up that they can't. So the definition goes they're unable to get a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one. Go to a brothel then. I'm not saying that's a fix here, but it would then not make you an incel because you can get sex. Do you get what I'm saying? And they're not allowed to reject you. If the price is right, that panani's tight.
But that can, as I said, that can mess up their mind thinking, yeah, it's that easy. I can do that to every girl in the world. Just jump on her, give her money, that's fine. So that doesn't change his perception on how he
do you know what?
sees women.
I think I'd rather him do that than not do it and then kill 5 people.
Nah.
Bro, yes.
Then
I'd rather him nut it out into someone else.
That could be a gateway to, God forbid, him sexually harassing women and raping women. It could be a gateway. I know it's a reach. But low-key, that's a gateway.
Okay, let's say
a gateway.
If he had like, you see with Greg's how like Stormzy had a black card.
Greg's.
Yeah. No, bro. Man's thinking, wait, what are you doing about prostitution? Yeah, you know. It's the wrong type of sausage. No, you see how Greg's gave Stormzy a black card, yeah? Mm-hmm. So, what if you gave him a black card for a brothel in it, so he can go and use it as much? Why would he need why would he want to rape then? Because he can just go and get unlimited sex. I think I'd rather him do that.
But then he doesn't have unlimited money to be getting prostitutes.
No, but that's what the black card's
and
for.
Then he might, and then you need to remember these men are tapped. They don't think rationally. So he's thinking, alright, cool. I've done the prosies. What's next for the thrill? What's the next thrill? Do you get what I mean? You know, I'm trying to get into the mind of these men, innit? These men are thinking, what's the next thrill? Do you get what I mean?
You sound a bit too familiar, bro.
Sorry.
Hey, how long's it been since you
what's the next thrill? And he's thinking, women on the street. It's a gateway. It's a gateway.
No,
I got a question. See that man there, yeah? Should they be allowed out? Like, should they be allowed to go to nightclubs and that? Because
how would you enforce that?
There needs to be one incel thermometer that you just you put it to their head, yeah. You put it to their head, yeah.
Like COVID.
Incel. He's not getting in the club.
You know, hey, it'll be like that guy at that club you lot went to. Not today, mate.
Nigga, not today.
Not today. Wait,
I'm thinking, should incels be allowed to go out? Like clubbing in that? Because they're dangerous to society.
But
society being the woman of society.
I don't think.
Because remember, we're thinking of it from like a man's point of view. These men aren't a danger to us because these men probably even feel inferior to us. Do you get what I mean? Think of it. If you're a woman, yeah, you're not gonna want these men on the street.
No, you're right. And look,
it only clicked to like 2-3 minutes ago. I was thinking, bro, wait. What about like the people that they're actually trying to like?
But my whole thing is that you see how. So obviously, me and you aren't, thankfully, not incels in it. So I don't know how concrete the definition is. But you see how it goes: unable to get a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one. I think they're too much of a pussy to even do anything to girls like that. Do you get what I'm saying? I may be completely wrong in it, but then if someone's raping, they're not an incel no more, are they? Because they're not desiring it. They're going out and doing it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't know how these men are thinking it. But
yeah, say a word. Hey, you know what? Next week.
I've watched my fair share of Criminal Minds. I've watched my fair share of Criminal Minds, yeah.
Go on.
And actually, that's a bit fictional, but you know them crime dramas. These niggas.
Wait, those crime what?
Those crime dramas.
Oh, dramas. Hey, cool. Go on. So,
these niggas will always kidnap them, rape them, then kill them.
And what's mad is that they always have something smart to say, like it's scripted, but it's crazy, isn't it?
But do you get what I mean?
No, I get it. Like, but I don't understand because deep it, you wouldn't be an incel if you're raping girls because then you're having sex. Do you get what I'm saying? By the way, we're in no way like, what's it? Condoning rape, but I'm trying to, like, theoretically just trying to understand what is and isn't an incel. Because is it a thing where, okay, does it have to? So you see where it says unable to get a romantic or sexual partner? Does it need to be a sexual partner that consents? If that's the case, then someone can rape and still be an incel. But for some reason, I don't think that's what it means. It's a hard one, I can't lie.
But then I would think the frustration of not getting a woman could bring them to that.
But then if it brings them to that, they're not an incel no more.
But remember, they're involuntary celibates. They want to have sex, bro.
You know,
they want to.
I can't lie, yeah.
They just can't.
Do you know how angry I'd be? There's something about involuntary that pisses me off. What?
Yeah.
Wait, T. What did you think I was gonna say?
I don't know. I just thought you were gonna say something crazy.
Come on,
I just
man,
gave you a
Hey,
secret.
bro, what the hell? What? Because I'm a secret incel? No, like, I don't.
Bro, we're gonna have to trigger one of this episode up, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, I'm not even joking.
Because I don't like. I just imagine if you're one of them, yeah. Imagine how vexed you are being coined involuntary celibate. It's not a choice.
That's their own problem. I can't lie. That's their own problem.
Jokes, man.
That's their own problem. Let's move on to this though. I don't even like talking about this sort of shit.
Someone has to do it to try and fix these problems.
Yeah, I hear you.
Wait, but before we leave, I want to know more about that contraption. How do you think they'd go about clocking he's an incel? Is it like a lie detector thing, and you ask them, "Yo, do you desire sex and can't have it?"
I don't know, but bro, the way technology's moving, that shit needs to be made, man. Steve Jobs, invest, man. Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, shit! Wait, no,
that nigga's dead.
No, I think
Fucking
I think
Bill Gates. Sorry.
I think that's the thing, you know.
Oh, you're gonna say something stupid? Shut up, man.
No. Because I remember watching an anime, but then I gun to monitor emotions or something. It was like I can't find it. I'll try and find it for next week. But I remember seeing somewhere like they've made this thing where it was like it can track what someone's thinking, but like through expressions and stuff.
Shut up.
But I'm not even capping. But anyway, so that was incel TW1 in it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to trigger one in this thing
yeah.
up. Because niggas will say, "Oh, how are men talking about?"
But then who else is gonna talk about it? Because they're us. That we're men. Do you get what I'm saying? Who better to get into the mind of a man than a man?
I hear you. I'm
saying.
But you know, niggas will cancel someone over anything these days, man. So,
Well, I let them try, man. Anyway, so
nah, don't let them try, man.
that was-
I've got some skeletons in the closet.
hey, whoa, let's say that, man. Wait,
whoa! Nothing to do with this
exactly.
episode.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You can't say that, bro. What, like,
Nothing to do with this episode.
hey,
Yeah,
T,
in fact,
you
yeah.
exed yourself. Hey, no, I'm keeping this in, but you exed yourself, bro.
I just clocked.
Oh, how can you? How can you speak about a conversation where we talk about like incel, like rapists? I think you go, I've got skeletons in the closet. Hey, bro. The stuff I need to know. There might not be an episode 20, you know. Hey, is there something you need to tell me off air, bro?
Episode 20 is my apology. I got it wrong. That's the title of the episode. I got it wrong.
Oh, bro, I was so dumb. But yeah, that was the incel portion. It's a bunch of weird dons, really. I think someone should monitor those forums, though, for real. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I bet they plan shit on there. Do you know what I'm saying?
I reckon they've got feds. I reckon, you know how like
pretend
like
incels.
undercover feds, yeah.
Like pretend nonsense.
Yeah, like online interceptors. They must be some in the community. Or if not feds, like people that just do that shit. You know how people do it.
Yeah.
Interceptors, something like that.
I say let's go on to Love Island, and then after I'll do the Afghanistan stuff. But it's not YSS, but just I saw some stuff on it. Not much, but just to. Or should I do that?
What a vibe.
Do you think should I do it? Is it better to do it like now before Love Island or Love Island? Because does that degrade it or does it not matter when I do it? To be honest, it doesn't really matter when I do it as long as the info gets out there. So let's
feel comfortable.
You know, let's do Love Island first. Bring the vibe back up and then let it go back down for them. Yeah. So you're gonna have to take the lead on this one because I missed the last episode, innit? Because the last I saw was when like Faye and I think it was Faye and Kaz and Chloe were like telling Liberty to wake up type shit to.
told her to wake up and smell the coffee, fam.
So kind of
told
fill
her
me
to wake
in,
up and smell the
fill me
coffee,
in
fam.
on the stuff
What
that
have you
you
missed?
saw. I think maybe just yesterday, really.
It was.
And do you think there was anything worth? Because there is stuff worth talking about, especially to do with obviously Jake and Liberty, innit?
Yo, Jake said. So see, Libby was just like to Jake. You saw that ret-a-tear, like the way you've been treating me. I don't like it. You ain't me showing me attention. Ret-a-tear, like say it how it is. How do you feel about me?
Hey, wait, T Lewis commented on the Derek video. Man went, nigga Derek defo got an anime Twitter Abby. That's a joke. Hey God.
So then, so she was just like, oh yeah, tell me how you feel, ret-a-tear, like say how it is because you've been distant with me and I don't want to be taken for a mug. And then he was just like, oh, like, you know how it is with me, sharing my emotions is hard, but yeah, I do love you. And even the way he said it, I was just like, this nigga don't love her, man. And then obviously, Liberty being Liberty, I feel sorry for the girl.
For real,
Probably just
trapped.
like, I feel this is one of the ones, you know, when you're just in a relationship here, and it's like, because when you're so in that relationship, you don't have the eyes to look out, looking from the outside in. You're looking from the inwards around the relationship instead of like outwards looking in. So you're only seeing what's inside the relationship, sort of a thing. So see, she said she got what she heard. She got what she wanted to hear, sort of a thing. And then Jake thought he was Razy Daisy, and then you didn't watch Monday. Monday was basically just like she's gash. She's come down from the terrace, smiling, chirpy, spring in her step. She said, "Girls, come. I need to." She calls all the girls. She's like, "Oh yeah, girls." So like, obviously, you guys would be so proud of me. I basically put all my cards on the table, and I told him, like, just tell me how you feel because I don't want to be taken for a mug. and then it was like, yeah. So then I was really strong. I was really independent. I told him how I felt. Put all my cards on the table, and you never guess what he said, guys.
I love you.
He said he loves me, and then she started. It was deep. She was smiling, looking at the girls, like thinking all the girls would be like, "Oh my god, happy day," and all the girls were just like, "Really, nigga? Really, nigga?
Bro,
really, nigga?" And then you know what killed me? How can Faye go? Faye goes, this time I know Faye has been told by the producers to bake off. Faye said, babe, I can't lie. I can't stay in this conversation. She said, if I stay in this conversation, I'm going to get mad and I'm going to say something that I'm going to regret. So I love you. I'm going to kiss you. She kissed her on the cheek and she said, babe, I'm just going to leave this conversation because it's absolutely too much for me.
See, hey, do you remember last week I said someone like Faye should learn how to do that? If they feel that they're going to, like, and that's basically her doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear that, but don't you feel like at the same time, what you're doing at the same time is even though you're exiting, which is good, and like you're not making a situation, and you don't want to like go off on one, you're still making the situation about you because you're announcing to everyone that, oh yeah, guys, I'm leaving, and because I know how I am. If I stay, I'm going to say something crazy. So
no, but
you're still kind of making the whole situation about you, even
really,
if it's just for like 1 minute.
I feel like that's her being honest, because then deep it. So if she just goes, all right, guys, I need to go, then they're going to be thinking, what? Why did she just go randomly? So she had to give a reason, and she did. She gave her reason why she needs to leave, then exited. What more would you want?
Do you know what it is? I feel as if it's the lesser of two evils. I feel as if she still made it about herself, but she still did the good thing into like saying, oh, like I need to leave, bro, I'm going to lose my shit.
How could she have done it then?
Well, the normal person could just stay there and just not say anything, but she's
again.
No, but she's.
What are you talking about?
Let me finish, for fuck's sake.
But she's not a normal person.
I was just about to say that until you cut me out.
Go on.
Thank you.
Alright, bro, you know what? I need to leave because if I stay here, I'm gonna say something. No.
But she isn't a normal. So she showed a little bit of growth. I still found it a bit weird that she said that, but she still showed growth, which I was like, I rate you, but at the same time, it's like, are you doing it because you actually want to do that, or are you doing it because you've been told to do that, and like you're on your final like warning?
I hear that.
I
So
thought that she's on her final warning. Do you get what I mean?
It might not be a genuine like.
Yeah. I feel like she's on her final warning. Like I heard she has like the record number of Ofcom complaints in history now. She got 25k.
That rant was scary, bro.
Yeah, it was scary. But then, so obviously, like Chloe kept it real. I rate Chloe. Chloe was basically like, I don't want to be like a dickhead or anything, but don't you think he just said that just to like get himself out of a tight situation and just to say that because that's what you want to hear, and he knew his back was to the wall and that like he wasn't getting out of the situation, and she was like, but girls, is that what you all think? Like, do you think I've been taken for a mug? And then all the girls, and then all the girls just, they didn't say anything, but they did like the black man nods, like.
Yeah. I thought, well, she's too naive, man.
Oh, God, no, you need to watch it. Toby kept it chill, fam. Toby kept it chill. So obviously, after that convo, Chloe and Faye have like grabbed Toby and Teddy and told them what's happened, innit? So they're like, yeah, he's fucking fake. He's being so fake, ret-a-tear. And then Toby's like staying silent, but he's saying, like, I hear you, but I don't think he's being fake. But he's saying, I can see what it looks like, innit?
Yeah.
So obviously he's pulled. So Jacob's pulled all the guys. He's told all the guys, and then they've all had a conversation. Then Toby pulls him like to have a one-on-one chat, yeah. And he's like, oh, bro, so like, I'm not saying that this is what you're doing, but this is what it looks like, and this is what like some people are saying it looks like. It looks like you're just saying
I like this
to like get yourself out of a bad situation, sort of a thing, innit? So he was like, so bro, like, just be aware that Liberty might be feeling a bit like about this because the girls are saying that the girls have told her that, like, pattern up, G up, innit? So obviously, Jake's got an advantage. He's like, he's backed off his top. He's saying, fuck's sake, I need to get out of here, man. I need to get out of here. He's walked to like the toilet, and then he's walked outside the villa, and he's just like sitting outside the villa with his top off, yeah. Then he walks back in, and then he goes to Toby and Teddy. He's like, tell me who fucking is saying all this shit about me.
Bro,
like,
he always. It makes me think that what they're saying is true. Because deep it. Do you remember when the stuff came out on the, what was it, the Casa Amor stuff, and he got angry again, and he goes, wait, and then like he had to go and be like, I need to cool off.
Yeah.
What? So you can calculate that they've caught you lying. Now, like, it looks bare suspicious. I can't lie. But so go on. So he's storming around.
This is when I rate Toby. So then obviously, he's gone up to Toby and said, he'd be like, tell me who fucking said this shit, because like this isn't on. I'm pissed off, right? And then Toby was like, I can't lie, bro. Like, that isn't even the priority. He was like, first of all, I wouldn't tell you who told you because that's not gonna make the situation better. He was like, you need to like focus on Liberty and how she's feeling, not the situation.
Toby's grown bare,
so
bro.
I was like,
Toby's actually grown bare. He's actually learning.
So he was like, just leave the passer and like just focus on your girl, like ret-a-tear. So then he's pulled Liv, and then he's just saying, oh babe, like just don't believe what other people are saying. Like what I said is genuine, ret-a-tear. You're my girlfriend. Like you're my girlfriend. You see that? Yeah, that line there gives me such manipulative vibes. Yeah, definitely.
Because like it's him going, you should be lucky that I've made you my girlfriend. How are you not seeing that?
Isn't that enough? Yeah.
Exactly. Bro, it makes his case look worse. Yeah. As opposed to reassuring her saying, I love you because of this, whatever. Man just going, you're my girlfriend. Man saying the same line, you're my girlfriend.
You know, I wanted to ask you, do you think like he knows he's not reassuring her properly, or do you think he knows he's not reassuring her properly, or he just has shit communication skills? Or do you think it's a thing where because he actually doesn't like love her, he doesn't care to reassure her?
I think the latter.
You think the third one?
Yeah, I think the latter, because like he doesn't seem dumb. Like as the girl said, he seems like he knows he's on TV. He's pretty aware. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, like, but I think I said this to you last week. I was like, what if he's just one of those guys that just has he seems unbelievable. Even when he's trying to be believable. Like, even when he's telling the truth, he just has a nature about him that makes him seem unbelievable.
I don't know. I hear that, but I feel as if at the same time, yeah, it's like you can Like, I think it's if you can tell when like a guy is genuine but doesn't know how to communicate.
Actually, no, you know what? I'm chatting shit. Even the way he first got into a relationship, he didn't like her bare. It wasn't like, cause bro, when you get a girl, the first time like when in the cuffing stage or honeymoon stage, that's when like you can't mean like you're so gassed that you find her so lame. So first red flag was that no, I don't find her that
The sexual
attractive.
attraction isn't there straight away. Yeah.
Like
That's even worse. That's at the beginning.
at the beginning,
Start,
it makes it
that's
seem
even
fake.
worse.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's even
Like
worse.
I can't lie. I think he came in. He clocked he wasn't gonna get any of the other girls, either because of his height or his demeanor. I don't really think it's his height. I think it's just him in it, and because I think Toby's the same height as him in it.
Nah, Jake's small, bro. Toby's like
Well, Toby's roughly. I think.
Toby's probably like 6. I reckon
Nah, he's not.
6.
Nah, bro. Toby's not 6.
You don't think he's
Yeah.
6?
I think he's probably like 5'10", 5'9".
I reckon he's maybe like 5'11", maybe. Yeah, 5'11", maybe 5'10".
So, like-
5'11". Jake's like 5'9".
I don't know what it is about Jake, but yeah, like I feel like he just clocked. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna get any other girls, so let me just do a smash and grab and then try and go for the long relationship win on Love Island. I think it's just a pure game to him.
I think he just went in with a game plan and he was just like, he's seen the formula of get with someone early,
And stay with
get
him.
the
Yeah.
public to love you, and you're shooing to win. And I think he just tried to do that, but the problem is,
It's not believable enough.
that, and even in general, it's hard to fake that you like well, you can fake that you like someone, but you can't do it for like 6 weeks, and you can't do it for 6 weeks when
that
you're with the
cracks
person
will start to show.
24/7.
Exactly.
You can't keep. No one is that good of a performer to do that level of performance for 6 weeks 24/7. They will start to piss you off if you don't like them.
No, I hear that. Was there anything else that happened, or was this episode just them really?
That was literally just the episode. I can't lie. And then that was it. Actually.
I'm trying to think.
Bro, I need to get my charger. I'm on 3%.
Go on.
So you have to crop this out. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna wrap up anyway, innit?
Yeah, but yeah,
It's just about Jake and Liberty.
Yeah, that nigga fake, man. But yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, Love Island wasn't even that interesting for last week. So.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Chloe and Toby.
Man,
Actually,
innit?
nah, you know what? I think
Millie and Liam.
Millie and Liam will win. I think Chloe and Toby will come second. And I think
Kaz and Tyler or Faye and Teddy will come third.
and I think I want Kaz and Tyler to come third.
It'll be Kaz and Tyler, because who else could it be?
Faye and Teddy.
Nah, but I think after that Ofcom thing, I don't think people.
Yeah, Kaz and Tyler will come third. Chloe and Toby second.
Chloe and Toby are jokes. I can't lie.
I want them to win. I can't lie.
They're just pure vibes. It's just jokes.
They're pure vibes.
Like it.
Yeah,
Go on.
they're pure vibes. But I feel as if the producers have made them look dumber than they actually are. Like, even just watching that last episode, I was like, yeah, these men are actually like, they were speaking bare sense. Like, when you watch it, you'll be like, yeah, these men are speaking sense.
But you know what? I don't think they were. The problem is, you know how that when people that don't use good vocabulary can come across as dumb, but they can still make some profound points.
Yeah.
And I've met and heard a lot of people that have amazing vernacular but just chat shit. That was an example of it. But yeah,
Basically, yeah, no, I clocked pussy off.
but yeah, like I remember seeing something that was like smart people say things in terms that are easy to understand. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then why do you need to come across as mad complex? Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like we can round off in it.
Yeah, wrap it.
So this, for reference, this is not YSS in it, and for people that are wondering, people have even been asking me to do certain things on YSS. But, but that isn't YSS. It's random. That's what I'm saying. It can't be.
Fan love.
But yeah, what's it? I just wanted to speak a bit about the things that have been unraveling in Afghanistan. I'm not gonna cap and say I barely know anything. I think I've only watched like a 30-minute video and seen some posts, but I just thought, from what I've seen, let me just try and spit it. One sec. I made it sound like I'm about to spit a 64 about them. Alright. So I'm gonna give a timeline, yeah. So the US invasion of Afghanistan, this is where a lot of it started, yeah. This starts in September 11, 2001, but the Taliban were in control of Afghanistan from 1996 to 2001, innit? And they were like a whole organization. Like, they even had like finance sectors, health sectors, military sectors. Like, it wasn't just one like group in caves and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was it was like a well thought out regime or whatever. But a lot, I think they were trying to enforce extreme Sharia law in it. As like, I love when like them racist white guys like, what, Sharon law? I find that true. But yeah, no, they were trying to enforce Sharia law, and extreme to the extent where like women weren't allowed to go to school and be educated. What else? Like, people would just be like killed in that broad day. It's very oppressive, isn't it? But I also take stuff with a grain of salt when listening to Western news. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially to what's happening now. So 1996 to 2001, Taliban had occupied, or like taken over Afghanistan. Then this is what happened. This is what started the invasion. So 2001, September 11, 2001. Al-Qaeda operatives hijacked 4 commercial airliners, crashing them into the World Trade Center. None of the 19 hijackers were Afghan nationals. So September 11, the US saw that as this is the start of the Afghanistan war, because they said it was done by they thought it was done by Al-Qaeda, innit? I think back then one of their main players was Osama bin Laden, innit? So weeks after the attack, the United States announced that US forces had launched attacks against the terrorist group and Taliban targets in Afghanistan. You know what's so weird though? If you go back even further, the US used to supply weapons to the Taliban to overthrow central government. So it's just, all of it's just corrupt.
Yeah,
I think it's like
100.
1960s, 1970s. But anyway, I might be wrong. So it's my birthday, October the 7th, 2001.
Gang business.
I was alive by then. I was about...
Hey, they release your age, man.
I was 5. Must have didn't release your age. I'm looking at you, bro. So they were supported by the British. US military began its bombing campaign against Taliban forces. This bombing campaign resulted in the devastating loss of thousands of Afghan civilians' lives. May 1st, 2011, Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, responsible for the 9/11 attacks, is killed by US forces in Pakistan, one of America's close political allies at the time. The US withdrew from Afghanistan after 20 years of like war in it. Like, it wasn't effective war. February 29th, 2020, US and Taliban signed peace agreement. This agreement only ensured Taliban
February 2020, so sorry, yeah?
Yeah, February 29th, 2020. Leap year. US and Taliban
Such a nigga, man.
US and Taliban signed peace agreement. The agreement only ensured Taliban ceasefire with the US, while relations between the Taliban and Afghans remain limited to killings, terror, and destruction. Imagine signing like a document for that. April 14th, 2021. Biden decides on complete US withdrawal by 9/11. The remaining 3,500 troops in Afghanistan will be withdrawn regardless of whether progress is made in intra-Afghan peace talks or the Taliban reduces its attacks on Afghan security forces and citizens. So, now, what's happened recently, they did a study in 2009, yeah? 54% of Afghan civilians had sympathy with the opposition, with like Taliban and that. In 2019, 85% lacked sympathy for them. But what's weird is the overthrow happened so quick, because apparently bare military people were actually on their side. So it makes you think this has been happening for a while. I was seeing some other forums. People were saying that the Taliban never actually left. They were always like kind of in the background in control. But and apparently, the Afghan government, they didn't even try and like stand their ground. They just dipped. As soon as the Taliban started to come in, they left. The president
I think I saw that on Al Jazeera.
President got on a plane and dipped like immediately. So now, bare people have been displaced because of like the war and that. They're now going around killing a lot of men, like a lot of men and boys, because they think that they're part of the army. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's obviously a very scary time. But in some regions, girls are still being allowed to stay in school, which is different to how the Taliban used to run it. And I'm unsure if that's indicative that they're gonna start letting girls learn. I'm not sure. But yeah, now. Yeah, I don't really know what's gonna happen now. I think the occupations basically happened. They're in control. I think do you see the video of because like the US started withdrawing and like there'll be like bomber jets and bare man are trying to jump on the jet. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's mad. I think something it might have been 11 or probably more people have died from that, from the drop in it. But yeah, that's really it so far. I'll update people as I find out more. But yeah, Taliban's in control. And everyone's scrambling, so we'll see in the coming days what's gonna happen, innit? But yeah, it's funny that they always say that the US always want to spread democracy, but democracy seems to be war. They'll come and force their notion of democracy in a country, and then take a lot of resources. I was even telling you before that now if you go on like BBC News and that, there are these like soldiers, like British soldiers that have like, let's say, lost limbs and they've gone. I think one guy was like, so I lost my leg for no reason. Because they were there for like 10, 20 years fighting for it to just completely go back to how it was before. So I can understand how like a lot of soldiers that on a low level are annoyed. But me and you were even saying, bro, this is all a money making thing, innit?
Yeah, war makes money.
Yeah, war's like, I remember I saw that, I think one war made like 373 trillion. I was like, what the fuck? I've never seen that much money ever.
And
but yeah.
UK's greatest export is arms.
How about legs?
I'm pretty sure that's their biggest export, or financial services. UK's you're such an idiot. Biggest.
But it makes sense though. It makes sense.
Sure it's or am I chatting shit?
Oh shit! I thought it was finished. It wasn't. I'll carry on reading in the background, innit? Oh my god! For the past 20 years, the US has spent around 1,000 billion, lost thousands. That's mad. I said 1,000 billion. Lost thousands of its soldiers, killed countless Afghan civilians, and displaced nearly 4 million Afghans. What for? To make peace with the enemy they had created in the first place and wanted to eliminate. They've now signed a treaty with Taliban. That's fucked to me. So now, the Taliban now controls 2/3 of Afghanistan. Over the past 7 days, the Taliban has taken control of at least 11 of Afghanistan's 34 provincial capitals. Additional 3 major cities, Lashkar Gah, the capital of Helmand province, Herat, a cultural hub in the west, as well as Kandahar, I'm probably butchering these names, the country's second largest city, have completely fallen under the dystopian regime of Taliban. Blah, blah. The US military analysis warns that the country's capital, Kabul, could fall to Taliban in 90 days. There's more stats, but I think people get the general gist of what's going on. Did you find out? Was it the main export?
Oh shit! It is apparently UK's share of defense export industries to be about 19%.
So what's the majority?
What country is the largest arms? Oh no, US is. Sorry, I'm pretty sure US is first.
That makes sense though. They're massive.
And then
probably like China next.
UK second. UK second. Yeah, UK second.
So that was really that. As I said, I hadn't done much research on it, but I felt like we should at least mention it because obviously some Mazzolini, and we like to keep you guys somewhat informed amidst all of the incel banter. But yeah, it's been I can't wait for us to do visuals, but it's been a fun episode. I feel like my vibe is restored. Hopefully next week I'll still be the same, but if not, you know what's going on.
Because we're talking about incels. Gender.
Do you wanna wrap it up?
Yeah, it's been a good one. It's been a good episode. Season 1, episode 19. Spoke about our weeks. Well, too far. I don't really speak about my week because it's just long.
What's it? I need to make an acronym for the secretiveness. NST. No spills tea.
Oh, you can run with that.
NST.
NST, no spills tea. NST. That's ringtone. Yeah, it's your boy NST NCT.
Ladies beware.
Ladies beware, man. We speak in acronyms because we secretive. Come on. I signed myself off, nigga.
Bro, what?
I could say it. I'll run it back.
I can't, bro. You know, I thought you were still talking.
That's been a good episode. We've spoken about a few things. We've spoken about our weeks. We've spoken about incels. We've spoken about if you have free will. Oh, that was a good one. Spoke about Love Island. Spoke about what's happening in Afghanistan. So yeah, it's been an episode of, like, as always, of agendas and facts. We've been obviously we want to bring facts, but we want to bring a little bit of humor. I feel as if you can always find light in a situation, no matter how dark it is. You can always find light. So we just want to spread vibes, spread frequencies, spread vibrations. The good stuff that our young sage Afri year guy got in the locker.
Oh shit! Wait, I forgot to say I got accepted onto the course. So I'm actually gonna start like.
Well, the Afro Yogi thing.
Yeah.
Of course, you know if you did that handstand munjingly jangly kungly thing, man. You got that, man. When you did that handstand, you started teleporting and shit, fam. They're like Afro Yogi, it's on my Instagram page, like that kind. But yeah, man, it's been a good one. It's been your boy TNCT NST. Get rid of acronyms, get rid of vibes, get rid of pattern.
That's hard. Still, it's been the young sage panel. That was hard.
Yeah, it's been another one. Season 1, episode 19. Locked and loaded, coming out on Wednesday. Have a good weekend, everyone. Week. Boom.